Okay, so thank you po for answering my question. Kaya naman po, Miss Pam, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, professors, students. I would like to thank as well Billy and Abby for inviting me here, and congratulations already sa successful event. Before anything else, let me just start with this simple quote by Max Machion. Actually, this is an excerpt from his book, Adaptability, The Art of Winning in an Age of Uncertainty. All failure is failure to adapt. All success is successful adaptation. I know this sounds more like a career or leadership related passage, but I believe that this can be applied in the marketing sense. You'll realize and understand more about this later on. However, let me just briefly introduce myself. I'm Pam. I'm a 25-year-old marketing professional with 5 years of a combined experience in the education, advertising, and creative process outsourcing industries. I specialize in social media, content design, research, and website management. I'm also proud PUP Manila alumna, a marketing batch 2017. For my work background, I am a creative development partner of a startup accounting firm. Actually, a good friend and I started this venture. She does the accounting operations, and I lead the brand management and the digital marketing. So together with our clients, we just celebrated their anniversary last May. But I'm currently a full-time senior social ad specialist in Personev, where I work with a premier digital marketing agency in Australia that's Local Search. I currently handle their 500 plus social ads clients. But before that, I was a social media specialist at an Ayala-owned advertising company that's Affinity Express, where I handled various small and medium businesses in the United States. I was also an associate marketing consultant way back in 2018. I worked with iLevel Philippines as well. And for those of you who do not know, iLevel actually offers after school supplementary programs for math and English. Kumon Philippines actually is a really close competitor. Actually, I think until now, but yep, that's basically it. Now let me move forward to discussing our main topic here. Social media marketing as a beneficial tool for business startups. You guys are probably wondering, can social media really drive growth? I mean, followers and popularity are great, but can social media actually drive sales? I have worked with several small-time business owners in the United States and Australia, and in nearly every niche. Just to name a few: a chiropractor, a veterinary clinic, a plumbing or electrical business, heavy equipment company, and even business owners who sell hand-knitted items online, like yung hand-knitted a jacket or hand-knitted gloves, bonnets. So some of those business owners do not have, a huge following, and we're not even internet famous. But I know a business that has like under 1,000 page likes on Facebook and less than 1,000 followers on Instagram, but has made almost 100,000 pesos back to her business already. So if you ask me once again, can social media really work for any business? It's a resounding yes, and I have seen it time and time again. Yes, you may all know the world we live in now, it's a highly digital place, but actually that wasn't always the case until 2014 or early 2000s, which is the rise of social media. MySpace, YouTube, and Reddit power the big social media platforms then. But if we rewind to the way it was before, letting people know about your business or product or services, it was a little harder then. If you go back, say, 20 years, it wasn't as easy as it is today. I mean, people had to resort to putting in an ad in newspapers, tabloid, broadsheet, print media, magazines, and brochures. We also have yellow pages. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, a thick book of business listings. It always sits near the telephone. We had that before. And then outdoor media like billboards and digital banners. We have radio and television, which is also a good source of advertising to the general public, but super costly. So these were, few of the ways in which people or marketers or business owners had to get their products and services out there. It seems to be obsolete or traditional looking at it now, but back then that was legitimate. Those were the ways to do marketing. And then, social media just happened. And it has made everyone's lives better, from the company or business that's selling the product or the service, to the marketer promoting that product or service, to the end user who wants to buy or avail that product or services. Now let's dive into the definition. This was actually so far the best definition I found because it contains the core pillars. It was from Buffer. So, but just to summarize it, in a nutshell, social media involves increasing website traffic. It centers around engagement. It offers you the ability to increase your brand awareness, and it helps you achieve other marketing goals too, like giving the users a personalized experience and creating content or videos, blogs, and infographics, that can may or go viral. So social media really allows us to put our brand in a good light, in a good position in front of the right eyeballs. So there are so many opportunities that come after social media marketing, but let me just narrow it down to what I think are the four main points. So first, social media gives you the opportunity to generate visibility for your business. Of course, gaining brand awareness and recognition is one of any business's most important marketing goals, right? Mapa big companies man yan or small businesses. So social media marketing can help make consumers be able to recall and recognize you. It's what makes people say, hey, I want to buy that pants from Shane. You guys know Shane, the clothing brand? It pops in my newsfeed almost every day. Facebook must have detected my online behavior. I don't know, and that's brand awareness, right? Even if there are a lot of brands out there, brand of pants out there like Uniqlo, H&M. I still remember the pants that I saw from Shane. So no matter what kind of business or market you're in, basically the more brand awareness you have, the better. And fortunately, there are a lot of different things that you can do to build brand awareness. And one of the best examples is retargeting. So actually retargeting, it gears towards shoppers with abandoned carts. And I think ito yung nangyari sa akin with Shane. I remember I logged on to their website or app and then nag-add to cart ako nun kasi sweldo. But then I left without ever purchasing yung plaid pants na nakita ko. And this is where retargeting ads come into play, where business will retarget those visitors and start showing them the ads to remind them about the items they left behind inside their carts. So this tactic is also being utilized by Shopee and Lazada. If madalas kayong biktima ng budol, alam nyo yan. Anyway, hindi ko binili yung plaid pants kasi I have the 3-day rule. If I can't stop thinking about it, I should go buy it. Works for me every time. Try nyo rin. So the fact that this strategy or retargeting serves to remind us about, a product or a brand means that it also helps improve brand recall. This is a really important aspect of the brand awareness since it helps people think of your brand on their own whenever they want to purchase this type of product. So second, social media gives you the opportunity to engage with potential and existing customers. So the more people become aware of your brand, the more they will want to engage with it on social media, whether by asking questions, leaving reviews or commenting. So it's a good thing that social media allows us to interact directly with customers, right? Unlike traditional media, which offers a one-way communication. So social media, it's a two-way street. Third, social media gives you the opportunity to create leads back to your business. So lead generation is an important benefit of social media marketing for any business. And just to share with you guys, yung lead pala, it refers to any information na pwede mo magamit to identify someone interested in your products or services. And this could be anything from name, email address to contact number. This is usually the marketing attack or strategy sa real estate, and then yung mga institutions na nag-offer ng free foreign exchange seminars for new traders. So once nag-sign up ka with your information sa form na nakalink sa ads nila, magkakaroon sila ng leverage to target you with relevant content and special offers. Of course, with the goal to convert you into a paying customer. And that leads me to my final point. Lastly, social media gives you the opportunity to close sales. So this point talks about converting those leads into real customers. So it's about how many prospects you're getting and how many of those prospects you're actually converting into active clients, and how many those active clients you're converting into repeat clients. So, but to deliver sales, of course, you need to target the right audience and to get them highly engaged with your message. So good thing, social media offers just that, precise targeting option. Sa business manager, you can, sa ads manager, makikita mo yan. A social experience that keeps you coming back for more. That's what social media offers. Diba? Just think about how many times you've lost track of time, diba? Scrolling or watching videos on newsfeed. Guilty ako dyan. So that's it. The opportunities, four main opportunities for me: brand awareness, engagement, lead generation, and conversion. And of course, social media use for business also has drawbacks, and it's only normal. The important thing is just to be aware of them. So first, social media allows negative feedback. Your business reputation could be at risk if a customer mouths off about your product or service online. Kahit one comment lang yan na may negative feedback, it can go viral and may hit your business hard. So remember the Jollibee scandal last year, yung towel incident. I'm not sure if this is a sabotage, but the aftermath is a little heavy in the aspect of sales. They have to shut down yung BGC branch nila for 3 days to conduct a thorough investigation about the issue. Imagine yung sales na generate nila per day, tapos 3 days yun. But I think Jollibee did not suffer that much of a backlash naman dahil sa strong relationship that consumers have with the brand. As for me, I still enjoy their Chicken Joy up until now, and I still patronize them. But for small businesses, it could be a vital factor. If a customer sees anything negative online about your business, you could lose their trust, and your chances of attracting more potential customers will decrease then or slow down. Second, it's a time-consuming process. Yep, kasi it requires a lot of consistency for the business to be known or to establish its brand. Mukha lang siyang madali, pero it will really take a lot of your time and patience, especially when it comes to social media management. So napagdaanan ko yan. And just to let you guys know, social media marketing and social media management, they're both different things. Social media marketing is a paid social, whereas social media management, it's an organic effort. Both are time consuming kasi social media management, you have to build content. You have to constantly post content. You have to engage with your customers, the community. But if you continually work and put forth naman the effort, you're gonna see the increase in followers. But of course, that doesn't happen overnight. It happens over a long period of time. And the rewards and benefits are tremendous, but it's more of a long-term strategy. Whereas in social media marketing, it's time-consuming then. Dahil if you want to get the most out of your advertising budget, you have to strategize. You have to research, know your target audience, demographics, or social media personas. However, in paid social campaigns naman, your ads can become visible to people instantly, and you can start seeing the results come through, whether you aim to get impressions or traffic or engagement. Yun nga lang, it's a little costly, which leads me to the next risk. Third, social media marketing is expensive to do. The social media itself is free. You can set up your business's social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, totally for free. But the real cost of social media depends on what you do or depends on your business goals. And since we're talking about social media marketing for business startups here, yes, social media marketing may be expensive, especially to small and medium-sized businesses or startup companies. Because you're trying to get your brand or product or your services across. You're introducing something new to the market or to the public. And the more you pay for social ads, the better the result. For Facebook advertising alone, reasonable siguro or safe na mag-allot ng 10,000 pesos to 50,000 pesos per month for your ad budget alone. But and that amount can be expensive enough for a small business. And there are also a lot of factors but to think about. Kasi if you manage your business's social media account on your own, the cost also depends on how much value you assign to your time. And you may need a lot of time. Tapos you may need to pay them for social media management tools or graphic design tools. You need the resources. And if you hire naman a social media manager or a social media marketing agency to strategize the campaigns for you while you focus on your business, it will take a lot of social media work out of your plate. However, you will still need to pay for them on top of the social ad budget. Therefore, the cost of social media marketing, it depends on a lot of factors, but still there is and will always be a cost. For established brands or large companies, of course, cheap lang sa kanila yan. Based on my experience, pinaka namamahalan sila mag-advertise sa traditional mediums like national television. Of course, it would cost you nearly $1 million to run 30-second ad. Depends pa yan sa time slot if prime time. Tapos hindi mo pa measured yung effectivity ng advertising effort mo doon. So social media marketing pa rin talaga, although it's costly. Pero hindi man siya kasing costly ng traditional TV advertisement. Lastly, slow return on investments. So I've encountered this lots of times before. Many business owners feel that social media marketing is, just a waste of time and money due to little or no tangible return. And it's reasonable to feel this, diba? We all want to make sure that we're getting the most out of our budget, right? However, it's also important to understand that marketing a business on social media, it's a long-term investment. It's an effective avenue for brand awareness, traffic, engagement when done right. But it takes time. And there are a few factors to take a look at. Diba? Like yung industry or nature of business. Say, if you're a financial advisor looking to market on social media, you should not expect na makaklose ka ng sale in just a matter of week of advertising. Hindi siya instant, especially sa financial industry na, whereas not all the Filipinos have the luxury to avail life insurance. Actually, I told that to a friend of mine na nag-ask ng advice. So yeah, it's also the same thing sa real estate industry. Challenging mag-strategize. So you have to invest time, effort, and money to make everything really work. And it's not a one-time effort. And while it can make immediate impact, diba, optimization takes time. Hindi yung kapag nag-launch ka ng ad, yun na yun. You have to optimize it from time to time. Kahit pa na-achieve mo na yung acceptable performance, ongoing optimization is still critical for you to keep in the competition. In my current full-time job as a senior social ad specialist, working with our client Local Search Australia, they have a 6-month contract for their social ads campaign. 6 months, dapat magstay yung client na yun sa social ads campaign na service na yun. And I think that is ideal kasi typically it takes at least 90 days to build, momentum around the digital marketing effort and may extend pa to 6 to 12 months. So tulad ng traditional forms of marketing, social media requires frequency of ad impressions to make an impact. Customers need to see your brand and your product or your service, images and message repeatedly before it sinks in. And repetition builds recognition, trust, and ultimately preference. And this takes time. So therefore, great results don't happen overnight. And yes, social media marketing is a financial risk that you must be willing to accept kapag nag-start ka ng business. Let's move on to the 5 core pillars of social media marketing. First will be your social media marketing blueprint. these days, it's a standard practice to use social media marketing if you're running a business. Actually, halos lahat ng businesses tries to use social media to, get customers online. However, the sad truth is that especially most small businesses, they don't really have any sort of strategy. They are just posting content randomly, or trying to copy their competitors, and the end result is that they don't create any real results, meaning it doesn't affect their bottom line positively. And that's a massive waste of time, because we all know how time consuming social media can be, social media marketing can be, and that's what I mentioned before. So for this, you will need to reconsider or consider your goals. You have to think about the results. There are so many different kinds of results you could get, but you will only get the right results, and the results you really want only if you know what you want. And of course, that starts with knowing what your goals are. Of course, we all want to make more money out of social media. You want to do it in less time. You want to do it easily. But let's, think more than that. Like, what product do you want to sell more of? If you have a lot of product that you're selling, product variations, how many units of that product do you want to sell? And then you think about, when you think about, as you think about that product you want to sell, what are the goals that relate to how you'll sell that product? Do you need to attract more potential customers? What are the things you need to communicate to those people in order to get them interested in buying? So those are a few business goals. And we also have social media goals. Do you want to create engagement with your existing followers? Do you aim to redirect or drive them to your website? You answer that. You also have to keep in mind that your strategy and your budget on social media are going to be strongly influenced, not only by your goal, but also by the size of your goal. Actually, goal is not the thing you need to assess. It's not the only thing you need to assess here. You will also have to think about what social media platforms you want to focus on, what type of content do you want to share, and we'll discuss more of that in the next slides. So those are a few of the things you need to ask yourself first, in order for you to kind of devise a strategy. Next, planning and publishing. For your social media marketing strategy to succeed, you need to produce effective content that generates engagement. So this is basically all about content creation. And to do this, your social media content plan should include a variety of content types. We have what we call content buckets na tackle na to ni Sir next kanina. So content buckets are categories to group your marketing content. It's more like a theme. Diba? Common social media content buckets include content that's entertaining, educational, inspirational, conversational, and promotional. Now, you guys have to keep in mind that it's more important to create quality content than to create tons of content. Because you can create 1 million pieces of content, nobody will care. But if you create one piece of stellar content that people will love, well, they will share it, and they will really be interested in working with you or patronizing you. So quality is way more important here. In addition to choosing content buckets for your posts, you also need to decide on the timing and frequency as well. For me, more is not always better when it comes to publishing on social media. Yes, we want to stay in the audience's mind, but we also, don't want to post so frequently that we overwhelm their news feeds. Siguro, how frequent you post on social media depends on a few factors now, like the platform. On most platforms, in order to really work with the algorithm and get it to give you some exposure, you need to create a certain volume of content. For Facebook, it's better to publish content less frequently dahil too many posts can result in a drop in engagement. Sa Instagram, a lot of experts are saying that if you want your account to grow easily, you should post at least once a day daw. Then on YouTube, most of the time, you don't need to you need to post at least once a week, because if you post less than that, then it takes away it takes way too long to get traction with the algorithm. By the way, the algorithms that I'm talking about, it is the way of sorting posts in users' feed based on relevancy. As for me, the kind of algorithm, the algorithm that kind of like prioritizes, the dog or cat content, kasi Facebook detects my behavior na madalas ako mag-like ng content related to pets. So that's how algorithm works. And also, you need to kind of think about the timing. The optimal time of to post varies per social media platform. Posting first thing in the morning is generally very effective because this is when people are catching up on their social media feeds. It's also good to post around lunchtime kasi people tend to have gaps in their schedules. Okay din naman after working hours kasi people like to find out what they have missed all throughout the day. But the better thing to do is to find out the time active yung target audiences mo. You can analyze and identify patterns by reviewing your best performing posts in the past. And also, don't forget to consider seasons and holidays then in your content plan. So next, listening and engaging. While posting regularly to your social media channels and interacting with your social media audiences are important, so is taking the time to listen. We all know that listening is part of a good communication, right? And it's no different online. From total strangers to family members for their opinion about particular product or service. So conversation could range from asking products or services that they either loved or hate. So many of these types of discussions take place on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, Quora, and you have to be present kasi your ideal prospect could be typing away on social media discussing their needs and wants. And by listening to these conversation or by being present, you can fill in the role of a problem solver by simply partaking in that conversation. At Easy Tax Accounting, we do that. Bumabawi kami sa organic effort of social listening. And since we offer tax preparation, accounting, bookkeeping services, obviously we target business owners. So we join relevant Facebook groups for small business owners, resellers, raw material suppliers, tax accounting, FAQ help group. So those kinds of groups. And then we make papansin from there. So that's one of our strategies. Also, you should always have the curiosity to know what people are saying about you on social media. You have to know how they're feeling about you so you can control social media prices before it even starts. It's always satisfying when you overhear someone paying you a compliment, diba? So social media is the same way. If you got a positive review, you may want to engage and thank your customers for that. And they are because they're being your brand ambassadors. It's always best to send them an appreciation for their business by thanking them for the feedback. And there will also come a time when you will run into an unhappy customers online, and you will definitely want to address them head on. People want to know that their frustrations are being heard. Removing a bad review or a negative comment should not be your first move, okay? Just consider the consequence. While deleting a negative comment is one way to remove a negative remark from the public's view, it's not a great way to make the root of the problem disappear. On some sites, it's not possible to delete or hide negative comments, so you need to have a plan. On Google My Business, I believe you can only flag a false or a spammy review for dispute, but Google still needs to review before removing it. And it's also important to remember that a negative comment or feedback that's brought to light via social media is not always a bad thing. Pwedeng yung negative comment na yun is what you need in order to spark a much needed to bring forward to your attention. Therefore, when a negative comment is published, it should be handled appropriately and gracefully, not deleted. Um, Analytics and reporting is the fourth one. It's a powerful step actually to guide your current and use analytics to help you make better decisions, solve problems, improve your campaign performance, and understand your target more. With social listening, the information we gather here is qualitative kasi analytics naman and reporting. We look at the quantity of your ad received on Facebook in a certain time period. It could be impressions. So basically here we assess the results we receive and use it to make better campaign adjustments. As a senior social ad specialist, it's one of my main responsibilities. We identify the trend of the ad results. Are the stats trending back or going in upward direction? And we determine the possible causes for that trend. Is it maybe the season? Or maybe the ad did not click kasi the creative is not, or the image is not eye-catching enough. Or maybe the copy or content we used is super lengthy. People don't have time to read a lengthy post. So in the business, this is important because you are about to change a bunch of things in the way you handle your ad, whether or not those things are working and how well they're working, so that you can adjust from there. And you can figure out if you need to change a certain, if you need to change things in a different way. So you need to look at your current stats. You need to see how many followers you have on each platform, impressions, likes, and clicks you are receiving. So you'll track those metrics so that you'll be able to look back in the future and you can compare and contrast. So by doing so, you'll know what went well and what went wrong, sort of things like that. So when we say advertising demand, this is the fifth one and the last one of the core pillars. So we're referring to the use of social media channels to drive awareness or sales of your product or service. And this could be as simple as Facebook boosted post or a social media campaign with major budgets attached. So social media advertising numbers are huge if we'll think about it. I read the Forbes article about the total worldwide ad spending, and last year, 2021, it was a record year for ad spending. Nag-reach yata ng 500, not accurate, but 500-ish billion US dollars last year. So, and this number is expected to grow by year based on several market forecasts. So this only proves that more and more companies and businesses are shifting to social media over traditional mediums. So you may wonder why, and it's because social media networks, that they all provide an incredible wealth of information. You can create a highly targeted ads that speak to a specific audience type that is, more likely to engage with your content. I've mentioned retargeting ads earlier, but I just want to reiterate it here because I'm sure you've all experienced it before. That's how powerful social media advertising can be. You might have been on a website. I've been on a website. I've been looking for dog toys, and then all of a sudden, I'm on Facebook and I get a sponsored advertisement of a dog chew toy from Lazada. So that's not an accident. Social media has given brands access to these types of information. So they can pinpoint exactly who's looking to buy and when. And that's one of the reasons why businesses are spending so much money on advertising these days. It's because it really works. And we should leverage this in our business. Okay. Now that we already know some of the most important social media frameworks, it's time to get to the exciting stuff. And it's choosing that's choosing social media networks. Media network and start posting. It's really better to be great on 1 or 3 social media channels than it is to be average on a lot of different social media channels. And just because a lot of businesses are on many social media channels, it doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be as well. You have to remember that it's all about knowing where your target demographic is and then picking your social media platform based on that. Um, you just have to ask yourself 4 questions when choosing a platform. Why are you launching the social media campaign? What are your goals and objectives? Who is your target demographic? And how will the success of the campaign be measured? So since we've already covered yung 3 points dito, let me just focus on the who. In choosing the right platform, you have to consider the audience. Of course, this is the most vital decision you have to make, or the most vital thing you have to do. You have to identify saan tumatambay yung mga target demographics mo on social media. If you're targeting a younger generation of teenagers, Snapchat or TikTok might be the best option for you. Whereas if you're targeting a seasoned, professionals, LinkedIn might be the best platform. But now let's dive on to into some of the most popular platforms. Facebook actually is much today's version of the Yellow Pages, although the platform is really noisy and there are a tons of businesses on there. There are amazing opportunities for new business and marketers to really connect with their target demographic. The number of monthly according to my research, was 2.9 billion. So I really do think that every business should have at least some sort of social media presence on Facebook to take advantage of that. So Instagram, it's one of the only social media channels that are very visually driven, and it's a great resource for brands and businesses with a very visual product. And there are also tons of different content options we could do there. We could do IG Live, stories, reels, video, IGTV graphics, and more, that you can share. But it's not the best tool for driving traffic to your website or even making sales. So if you have a very visual business or a personal brand, it can be a very strong point for your social media strategy. Twitter, it's one of the last standing social media networks that is news first. So the platform can offer insight into what topics are trending today. It's a great network for brand awareness and for sharing relevant information with a niche audience. So you have to really study how to do to how to strategize here in Twitter. Twitter utilizes the hashtag, which organizes conversations around the word or phrase. And by searching hashtags, you can learn what people are talking about, so you can craft your tweets to take part in those popular conversations. But there's also a lot of content being shared by different businesses every single day. So standing out among that noise is a little difficult. Pinterest is one of the lesser talk about social media networks, pero it has a huge potential to drive very specific traffic to your website. Foodies or travel bloggers, fashion experts have seen some great success using Pinterest in driving sales and traffic to their blogs. So I've realized that when I was a marketing consultant of a small business. So female users dominate the Pinterest demographic, and some of the most common pins are recipes, style ideas, striking photographs, and DIY crafts. So since Pinterest is a visual-based platform, you'll need a strong graphics to engage with the users. Of course, YouTube. It's a social media platform and a search engine platform at the same time. One of the biggest, actually, one of the biggest platforms there. So you don't have to sign up to be a user to view a content on YouTube. So many of these searches are for how-to videos pala. And service industry businesses kind of work well on this platform, along with lifestyle and educational videos. If you have an interior design business, YouTube could be a great avenue because you can showcase your interior design construction projects there, the before and afters, mga ganon. LinkedIn, of course. LinkedIn is one of the best networks for business to business enterprises and companies looking to connect with customers on social media. I think it boasts the largest users among 30 to 55. It's a great platform for sharing relevant industry content, but you have to be willing to put in the time to build one-on-one relationship with people. People usually use LinkedIn for jobs and to network professionally. So it's useful for B2B lead generation, networking, as well as recruiting employees. TikTok. TikTok is known for its short form videos, and like Pinterest and Instagram, TikTok is best for visual based businesses as well, like art, food, retail, beauty, and then actually pretty much everything. TikTok has a very young demographic, and the platform is useful for targeting 18 to 25 age group. Yeah, ideally you'd have at least one person working solely on every one of these individual social media channels to make them successful. But the truth is that a lot of brands and businesses simply don't have the resources to scale. That's why with 1 to 3 social media channels and just go from there. That way, like what I've mentioned before, you can focus on being good on 1 or 2 or 3 and not being an average on many different social channels. So I think the overall theme for posting strategies just to be consistent. If you decide to post once a day, make sure to stick on that schedule because people are going to come, to expect that. And sabi ni Sir Nats kanina, don't just post. Because no, you have to make sure that everything you're putting out there achieves the business or social media goal that you've put in place. You can recycle content, repeat content, it's acceptable. You just need to have some space in between the time you posted it previously. Siguro mga 2 to 3 months difference. Okay lang yun kasi not everybody that follows you on social media sees the content that you post. So reposting your most successful content is a great way to have your content seen by more people. Okay, so before I end this presentation, I guess what I want to share with you guys is that you should constantly listen, monitor the metrics, and adjust as needed. You might feel like if you're getting it right, you won't have to do it. Or if you knew what you're doing, you wouldn't have to do this. It's okay not to get it right the first time. Most of the social media pros come up with a great strategy or a plan, and then they listen and then they adjust accordingly. And that's the only important thing you need to do. You need to learn from your mistakes, learn from what's working, and adjust. And this is a never-ending process. Yung pag-learn from your mistakes, learn from what's working and adjusting. I've been there. I'm a frustrated social ad specialist. I've encountered lots of mistakes in the past, but yeah, I just realized that your social media strategy will never be perfected because people's interests and what they are responding to, it's always changing, and the platforms are always changing too. So don't feel like you did it wrong, and if you need to adjust, keep your eyes open and just always be learning to what's working. So there you have it. That's social media marketing as a business, a beneficial tool for business startups. And if you have some questions, guys, you can definitely connect and reach out to me via LinkedIn. I'm also shamelessly plugging here. If you want or if you have a business, if you're planning to start your business, get in touch with us at Easy Tax Accounting and Management Consultancy Services. We can help you with business registration process, BIR tax preparation, planning, accounting, bookkeeping, payroll processing, and more. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. And God bless us all.
Thank you din po, Miss Pam, for that amazing talk. Your voice is so soothing po and calming that I want to listen to it every day po. So yun, base po dun sa talk nyo, talaga naman pong I can't agree no more po sa inyo na that quality over quantity talaga when it comes to social media marketing